How's it going, guys? It's Justin.
I'm Lara.
Do a little bit of a run through of our HA60 1983 Landcruiser. Brought into the port of Sydney. We went to a Toyota dealership in Wagga Wagga. Motor has done 500,000 k's. We started in the engine bay. The 60 has had just the closed door respray. It's not really this blue colour as you see. In here is a 2H inline 6 4 litre turbo diesel. Love to one day put a 12HT in it. It hasn't really given us any issues as of yet, so we'll just keep on driving this and keep on pushing it. This might get us around Australia and back home. The cooling system is 100% brand new, just for our own peace of mind really. Coolant temp is sit about at 70 degrees, which is pretty much perfect. Dual lead acid overland batteries. Got a main cranking battery. We only just recently put this secondary lead acid battery in just for the winch. We service it every 5,000 and just keep on top of everything. Put high quality filters and oils and air filters in it, and just turn the key and it just goes. So yeah.
So moving on to the interior, all pretty original. We've added a few gauges, the dual battery voltage gauge, the oil temperature gauge, the water temp gauge, and the EGT and boost gauge. And obviously this cup holder, which the 60s lack. Pretty much our first mod I think we ever done to it when we got it, because it was, it's like these in the 75 series, they just don't have cup holders. I really like the old steering wheel. Probably one of my favourite parts. DME radio installed in there. On a switch, on a manualised switch. Just a couple little of them toggle switches kicking around. We've got one for our spotties, and just put some cheap speakers in just because the factory ones are pretty rubbish. It's just a little storage center console, as you could say. Still got the original factory lamb skins on it, so that was on it when we got it, which we're stoked about. Still running the old hand throttle. This pretty much kills the fuel or the diesel. So I pull this and that shuts off the fuel pump, and which pretty much shuts off the motors. As I said, it's all mechanical and bush proof. Down here we've got a couple little fuse panels, one for the main power, one for the trigger power. In here, get out. That's fine. 40 years old or something. We showed before in the engine bay, so there is 2 lead acid batteries. I'll give you a bit of a run through of our actual dual battery 12 volt system in the back here. So before you do, you probably want to ask yourself what kind of fridge you're going to run, what you're going to charge, and if you're going to be running coffee machines and all this fancy stuff that a lot of people are running these days, yes, you're going to need a massive 12 volt system. Us, we just went with the C-Tech DS250SE. That is a BC to DC 12 volt regulator. It's got MPT solar input, battery booster as of such, so once it sees power from your alternator, if the battery needs it, it'll boost the voltage up to 15 volts just to really charge it up within a short amount of time. As I said, it depends what you're running. We just went with a 600 watt sine wave inverter just for enough capacity to charge a laptop or a camera. We've put circuit breakers in, main kill switches, a 6-way fuse panel, 6-way toggle switch, and yeah, and then a couple of little LED lights. We're truly trying to minimise what we need, and yeah, we've been quite happy with it so far. So this is our touring setup. We added all of this sort of nice timber. They're home, so we wanted it to look nice. We're also getting some baskets to pop in here. They've been ordered, so we'll see how they look for just some extra storage. Our custom fridge slide. It's nice and easy to use. Slides in and out. We're really happy with it. This is our fridge. 75 litre dual zone fridge freezer. Quite a new brand, but the reviews we read online were quite good for it. There's lots of storage room in there, which will be enough for us when we are on the road. We haven't really used it yet, so we can't tell you exactly how good it is. The motor is actually made by Dometic, so we figured it couldn't be that bad, but we'll keep you updated when we take it out on the road. This is Winnie.
This is the Win-Win. Say hello. I saw him the other day.
Hello. You love the back of the car, don't you?
Yes.
You're going to sit there while we run through it? Yep.
Okay. What? We've got 1200 deep drawers, bit of a kitchen drawer. Not really set up as of yet. We've done just a couple trips with it. We'll modify it and everything's still got to find its place. So we've got pots and pans, we've got a gas cooker in the back, cutlery, wipes, rags, little bits and bobs. The bottom one is pretty much tools, recovery gear, wiring stuff, some books and that for the 12-volt system, some sockets, crimp tools, duct tape, some lights, some bits and bobs. In this side we have a air compressor, some straps, jumper leads, some spare oil, all straps and pegs for the awning, just kind of a spare part. Water tank, we've got a gravity fed at the moment with a ball valve, built a little compartment on top of it. Yeah, pretty happy with that. We've also got this 12-volt camp light up here, super bright at night. Obviously it's the daytime, so it's not that bright. So we've got a white light, LED bright light, and then we've got an orange one for the mozzies. So I think that'll be plenty enough for us. We'll probably end up putting another one on our awning.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we've got set up in the rear so far. Really hanging to take it out, but just haven't been able to yet, so back out it is.
Moving on to the side of the car, we've got it's just a King's 270-degree awning. We went with an aluminium roof rack. The roof rack is actually off a 76 series wagon. Just got it online. Got a little bit extra height here than most people probably run, but I think it will help us because we're going to do just a inline tube water tank, and we should be able to slide that in underneath there and then slide surfboards underneath. And then we're still being in the market for a rooftop tent. We're leaning towards the James Baru just because of the weight. So that's hopefully pick one of them up when we come out of these stage 4 restrictions here in Melbourne. Yeah, we said this is the sandy colour. We've repainted the roof, put aftermarket mirrors on from the later model 60 series. But these ones just had the real small ones that are only about that big, so just double the size, which we're really happy with them. Upgraded the hubs to AVM hubs from Terrain Tamer. All new wheel bearings and seals and brakes and that type of thing. We have ordered a full Dobberson suspension kit, but with delays and this and that, so that's still on back order and hopefully be here in the next couple of weeks. So we just went with a 2-inch suspension lift, breathable shackles, pins, brand new shocks, brand new U-bolts. So yeah, all underneath it, all brand new suspension. Probably is the best option to do instead of replacing, it's 40-year-old standard springs in it. We're going to ditch the cheese cutters, even though they've been really good to us. They're awesome on the road, but on the dirt, they're not that great. So we went with a 285/95 R16 on a 16-inch 16x8 dynamic steel rim. Excited to see them. We've already showed you a bit of the bull bar, a bit of a compartment in here as well. Just some more storage, wardrobe type thing.
Got the old Landcruiser book in there.
Alright, so yeah, that is pretty much a little bit of a run through. Hopefully we will be allowed out of Victoria and we'll be able to give a bit of a test run. Our aim with all this stuff is we're going to be travelling and camping and a bit of an adventure video series type thing. So yeah, hope you like.
Love an adventure, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, itching to get away. So yeah.
Stay tuned.
See you on the next one.